Hello, this is my review on Resident Evil 1. Now, I did do a video on Resident Evil 0, and that video was really scripted, and I sat down and I wrote a script and I was just like hammering it in. And I'm not going to do that for this game, and it's not because I didn't like it. I just wanted to try something else. I'm still kind of new to making these sort of like off-stream commentary videos. They're very fun, but I wanted to try something, maybe just like jumping on here and telling you what I think. My writing is okay, and I think it's better than me just kind of coming on here and talking to you, but I wanted to try it and see how it went. And yeah, I figured it would be perfect to do it with Resident Evil 1 for a couple of reasons. I played Resident Evil 1. It was fun. It was good, but I can understand why this game really popped off, okay? The original survival horror game, you know? So I get it. I understand. I did only play Jill, and I think doing this, I feel as though maybe I'm seeing half of the story, which is true. I mean, there's a reason why there's Chris and Jill, and although a lot of the puzzles are the same on both routes, it's different, instead of meeting Barry, you meet Rebecca as Chris, and you do slightly different things, and you have some different cutscenes, right? So it makes sense that I'm sitting here and I'm like, I feel like I experienced the game, but I'm missing something. And another reason why I feel as though I'm missing things is because personally, I didn't get a lot of cutscenes with Barry. I did get a couple of them, but I feel like a lot of the times I was just really lonely. And it doesn't help that I had played RE0 prior, right? So it was like Rebecca and Billy, and we were apart at times, but even when we were apart, I would press one button and I'd be Billy, There was a portion of the game where, he is presumed dead, or missing, I should say. I shouldn't say dead, he didn't die. But even then, I never felt lonely in that game, right? And I could go on and on about RE0, but if you really want to know what I think about it, go check out my video. Even then, I was like rewatching it the other day, and I'm like, I feel like this doesn't do justice to how much I actually really like RE0. But yeah, if you're interested, you can go watch that. I'll just reiterate myself a little bit here and say, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I loved the dynamic between Rebecca and Billy. It was truly really fun to see. And the only time, well, it wasn't often I wanted to put that game down, but the only time where I would get frustrated, it wasn't because of the characters, it wasn't because of the dynamic, it wasn't because of the co-op stuff. It's because I suck at the combat. That's what it is. But even then, it definitely felt like climbing a hill, and when I would get at the top, I felt good. So I think coming off of RE0 and playing Resident Evil 1, or do we call it Resident Evil or just Resident Evil 1? I feel like if you say Resident Evil, that might kind of confuse people because the whole franchise is Resident Evil. So I'm just gonna call it Resident Evil 1. Going into Resident Evil 1, I definitely felt really lonely. Barry was oftentimes just walking away, which I'm playing RE4 right now, and Luis is kind of doing the same. But he just always leaves me, and I'm just lonely. I'm just lonely in that game. So that's why I think I feel as though I'm missing a portion of the story. I think I didn't get all the cutscenes that most people get. The only cutscenes I remember I got with Barry was the Jill sandwich one, the one with Albert, and that's only because I died and I had to do it again. And then I got the one where he's talking to Albert, and then I confront him immediately after. Initially, I did not get that because I didn't interact with the door again, and it really is just user error on my part. User error on the part that I wasn't really maybe going the right directions while I was playing the game, or doing the right things like re-queuing the door, but also I had set this rule for myself in the beginning where I was like, I'm only gonna play one character. When the game has me playing two different characters, I'm only gonna play one. And I followed that rule with RE1, but I didn't follow it with RE2. And I'm glad I didn't, because the game felt whole. I think I would have been able to get away with just playing Leon, who is who I played first, but playing Claire added so much to the story, and I'm really glad I did. So that's why I feel as though my experience with RE1 wasn't necessarily as great as it was with RE0 or RE2 or RE3 or RE4 as I'm playing right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and come with a scripted video, as I stated in the beginning. This is unscripted, because I feel like I'm missing stuff. I feel like I need to play Chris's campaign. I love Jill, don't get me wrong. Jill was really great in this game. I do wish I would have seen more interactions with her and other people. I think that would have really helped characterize her a lot more for me. I do like her though. On her own, she's really good, and I did play RE3, and I'm gonna keep my opinions for that video. I do like Jill. I like Jill a lot. Also, her outfit is really cute, can I just say? In the first one, it's very cute. I liked her third one remastered, and her original third one is cute too, but my favorite is probably RE1. So yeah, I did like Jill a lot. My overall opinions on RE1, I get it. I get why it popped off. I understand why it was so hard hitting in the horror survival game. Interesting little tidbit about me. I used to play a lot of indie horror games. A lot of them are still on this channel, honestly. Most of this channel, the prior things are like indie horror games because I love indie horror games. Nowadays, the market is pretty oversaturated, and that was another video I wanted to make talking about the oversaturation of indie horror games, which, maybe I'll revisit it. But nowadays, the market is pretty oversaturated, especially, I think, given the popularity of Queso, and I'm not saying this to, like, get on Queso or anything, but, he's really popular. He plays a lot of indie horror games. People want to make indie horror games, so he will play them. I understand why, I get it. Sometimes I think about making a game, so maybe Queso will play it. And a lot of these indie horror games would often have this very certain feel or atmosphere or something to it. I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I played Silent Hill 2 Remake, and it all clicked in my brain. I love Silent Hill 2. It is one of the games I hold so dear to my heart. It's one of those games that I want to make a video on, I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about if I don't have something good to say. It's that game, Nier Automata, and Nier Replicant are 3 games that they're my top 3 favorite games. I love them with all my heart. But I'm also like, I need to say something good. I want to say something good for them. Anyway, Silent Hill 2, I played it. Amazing. I finished it in 3 days. It was so good. I was like streaming 7 hours a day, like 3 days in a row. It was crazy. I'd never done anything like that for any game before. Still my favorite game. And when I was playing it, it all clicked for me. I was like, this is what they want. Like, this is what indie horror is trying to replicate. This is it. Like, this is the formula. This is the original. And obviously, there's differences between Silent Hill 2 Remake and the original Silent Hill. I haven't had the opportunity to play the original Silent Hill 2. One day, I might. But I do feel like Silent Hill 2 Remake is pretty good at giving you what Silent Hill 2 originally gave you. But why am I talking about Silent Hill 2? This is an RE video. Well, I'm talking about it because I had the same feeling when I was playing RE1. It clicked in my brain. I'm like, oh, this is what indie horror devs are trying to replicate. This is it. This is the blueprint. And these games are the blueprint, right? These are what people love, and this is what people want to remake. So it all just clicked in my brain for me. And I was like, I get it. I understand. I was like the Danny DeVito gif, just sitting there like, wow, I understand. So I understand why this game took off, like, genuinely. Similar to my RE0 video, I suck at the combat. It's just the way it is. Oh, I did play it with controller, so I think maybe I did a little bit better. I made the mistake of playing RE0 with mouse and keyboard, and I started RE1 with mouse and keyboard, but I was like, you know what, I think this might be better on a controller. That's, originally what this was made for. So I suck at the combat, but I did a little bit better with a controller because, that's what it's made for. The puzzles were good. There were only a couple of times in which I was finding myself lost. And again, this was like a user error thing. It wasn't necessarily because the puzzles were too difficult. I think it was literally just because I'd miss one room. Like, that was it. A lot of the times I would get lost. It's just, I would miss one room and I'd have to go all around again. And I don't blame the game for that. It's a me issue. It's not you, it's me. If I hadn't known any better that Albert was bad, I would have believed that Barry was indeed betraying us, genuinely. If I didn't know that Wesker was bad, spoiler alert, he's bad. If I didn't know, I think it would have got me. Like, the twist would have got me. But, I know knowledge about Resident Evil. It wasn't that big of a surprise. But if I had played this game when it first came out and it would have got me for sure. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed RE1. Again, I do feel like I don't have as strong as connection with RE1 as I did RE0. One, I think RE0 will always have just such a warm place in my heart because it was my first one. It was my first RE0. It's a difficult game. It's the oldest game I've ever played. Look, there's a reason why your parents' favorite kid is their firstborn. All I'm saying. All I'm saying. But no, it's true. I think it will always have a special place in my heart because it's my first game. It's my first game. It's my first RE. And I'm gonna say it here. I'm a RE0 glazer. Alright? I don't even care. Call me out. If they remake RE0 and just tweak the inventory system a little bit, fan favorite. Fan favorite. I think maybe I just like it too much. To conclude, RE1, I get it. I understand. It was like ding, a little light bulb over my head. I do really want to go back and play Chris. A little thing about Chris, I'm not sure if maybe a lot of people in the Resident Evil fandom feel like this. For me, so far, Chris feels like a main character that's in the background. Is that normal? I think maybe because I haven't played Chris in Resident Evil 1 and I haven't played 5 and I haven't played 6 yet. He feels like a main character, but like in the background. He feels like dad, and like you don't want to mess with dad. Like you can mess with Leon, you can mess with Claire, you can mess with Jill. They're super cool. But you fucked up when you got Chris on your ass. Like, that's how I feel so far with Chris. I do hope to see him more. I'm excited to see him in 5. I'm excited to see him in 6. I want to watch the movies. I'm going to watch all the movies, I think, and then come back and tell you my opinions on them. But I want to see more of Chris. So I'll have to play Resident Evil 1 Chris route, and then I'll come back and maybe tell you more. Maybe I'll just make a Chris video. Fuck it, I'll make a Chris video. I don't care. But yeah, Resident Evil was really fun. I've already played 2, 3, and I'm currently on 4. Thanks for watching! Again, this video was unscripted, so I might be repeating myself and might not be as cohesive as I probably would have made it if I had written it. But I wanted to give it a try, and also, again, feel like I can't give you my real opinion on RE1 because I didn't play all of it. I want to be 100% honest with you and be like, hey, I didn't play all of it. Like, I can't give you my full 100% opinion on it. But I wanted to make a video on it nonetheless. And when I play Chris, I'll come back and have a video for you then. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble for like 20 minutes. RE2 video coming out probably next week. All of Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 1 are almost all uploaded on my gaming channel. RE2, 3, and 4 will also be uploaded, so if you want to go watch me play those games and be really bad, then you can. And I think that's it. I think that's it. But thanks. Yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next time, next week. Yay!